Hello everybody, Blue Dooley, and we're back on the 53 hauler. We're doing some body work. We're programming the ESC, getting it mounted to the truck, and we're getting some more paint done, so let's get to it. I'm going to jump in here and voice over, as I kind of did this a little weird. I tried a different program card first and then switched to this one. One of the guys in the crawler group I belong to had a program. This little thing's pretty fancy. It'll also check battery voltage and do some other stuff. I think it also logs data. But pretty handy little unit, and made setting up the ESC really easy. I didn't even open the instruction manual to even read it. I just plugged it in and went to settings and just adjusted things as I needed to. Pretty handy little guy thing to use. I'm not sure how much it was. I didn't ask him. But I appreciate him letting me borrow it so I could do this real quick, and then we can return it to him. Hey, there's way more settings here. So that other card must not actually have all the settings in it. I think we're going to go for 25% drag brake. That's really weird that initial throttle force is only 8%. You can't go any higher. Turbo timing, I'm not sure what that does. Turbo delay. So we'll save that. And then we'll try and make sure we got it set right this time.
Not good.
Okay, good. Wife just brought me watermelon, so I'll be back after I eat it. Alright, now we have had a piece of watermelon. Oops. Need to leave that plugged in. And now it's turning in the correct way. Now that we got the Max 10 set up, this thing even checks batteries. Multifunction LCD Program Box Pro. That's kind of cool. I might have to see about getting myself one of those. So now that the ESC is programmed, like I said, it's going to sit underneath the battery box, and I will go grab that. Let's see here. It's going to sit something like that, and plenty of room for all the wires and things. I'll actually, I'm going to drill a little hole here so we can zip tie the wires nice and tight so we don't get in the way of the suspension rod. And now that that's set up, I'll have to probably just redo the initial throttle setup when I get the new radio, but all the other parameters should be fine. It'll save those just to the ESC, and it'll always work that way, if I understand it correctly. So next on the list is I'm going to get one of the side panels mounted. I don't have it painted yet, but then I'll kind of show you some of the stuff I got for the toolboxes, and we'll get into that a little bit. I've shown these before, but these are the Gear Guys Customs toolboxes. for the 53 hauler. And I got this set of boxes. I think I got them just a little too low, so I might have to trim this mount just a little bit, but they fit really well. Get a hold of the truck here. So yeah, they tuck up along the uprights here. So that's why that front box isn't as deep as the other two. But they do. They look real nice. He did such a good job of these. I'll be sure to make sure to link his page where you can get those at. Now, toolboxes are cool, but they need stuff in them to be cooler. So I picked up, I have two of them. They came in a pair. Some jerry cans. I just found them on on Amazon. And then, not sure how I'm going to mount these yet. I'll probably just glue this bracket down or maybe drill a hole through here. But I'm going to have fuel cans in one side of the truck. And it's gray, so it needs paint, but I came up with a 5-drawer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5-drawer. And then I tried to put some detail in it, like maybe the top will open, but the printer I have just can't do quite that much fine a detail, so I might have to get a file and file those out. But I had a toolbox to put in one side of the truck, as you know, I'm kind of going for a little bit of a service truck, kind of a tow truck look. So a toolbox in there. And then I've showed these before as well, but I just drilled a hole in this one. It still needs painted. That's my non-functioning hose reel. And for the end, it's a socket head screw. And if you're not like this close to it, if you're further away, it'll look like a quick connect. These are on my Thingiverse page, and I will be sure to link them up, but I printed them up so they'll fit. I mean, you can put them wherever you want on your truck, but I specifically designed them to fit in the middle box underneath the magnet. So glue it up about part way and inside deep enough where the door will close, and then I'm just going to glue that end in and then wrap it up and just have the hose kind of hanging out. If need to, I could probably unwind it a little bit and come on. It's actually far enough, long enough. If it were real, it'd reach past the back of the truck, or if it was the vehicle was on the truck, you could air up tires. So the other thing I need to do is I want to find some like gallon jugs, just some random like coolant, oil jugs to put in the toolboxes. I'll throw chains in one of the boxes, some straps. I need to find a fire extinguisher. I'll probably put a fire extinguisher with the toolbox, and then on the other side of the truck I'll probably have a jerry can and put a fire extinguisher with the jerry can, as that would be something these trucks would have. I was going to show you the other side, but I forgot to print this box out for the other side. So I have, depending on which side you want, you just kind of mirror this. I think the one I designed goes on the passenger side. So if you want to put it on the driver's side, just put it in your slicer, mirror it, and then it'll go in the same spot on the other side of the truck. But it's coming together pretty slow. I've getting that glue loose finally, I think. I need to prime the bumper still. And we'll skip to a photo on my phone, as I found a better way to cut the aluminum sheet. The wife has one of those big, like, guillotine paper cutters, so I just trimmed a little off of both sides of all these sheets, and you get a nice straight cut. A lot better than trying to use tin snips on these. So that's my pro tip. These, I still have one kind of taped down. So on the diamond plate, I got this piece over here. Because this part will be the next part to get painted. So I'll have to notch the holes for the ramps, and then I was thinking of bolting the bed down and then gluing this down to it, but I think I might drill the holes out and then use the center punch to kind of divot where the screws go, and then just hold these hold this aluminum down with just the screws instead of trying to mess with the glue and get wrinkles in it or stuff like that. But I need to get the lights out because I'm not going to try to mess with getting this strip screw out. So it all needs to be primer anyways. And then I'll just tape off what's going to be body color and then spray the gunmetal. And then I'll just mask off the gunmetal and paint that body color when I get my body color paints. So after much trial and error, I got some ends made on the 3D printer that'll both hold the brass tubing for holding the wheel on and gives them a little bit of a ramp. And it just sits over the square key stock. And no matter how many times I measured these pieces and kept increasing how much I cut out of this one, I didn't get a really great fit. So the top's kind of split out here at the end, and then I need to hold them down to the key stock. So I'm going to mix up some of the steel stick putty and put a light coat over the top of this so it won't split anymore. And then I'll use the steel stick also to hold these 3D printed parts to the key stock. And then this piece here I'll get cut down, and then we'll make our L bracket for both sides. I know it's dark on dark, but this is the front part of the bed. It's got its first coat of clear. The push bar has its first coat of the gunmetal. The middle section has its first coat of clear. And then these chrome pieces all have been stripped and have their first coat of white paint. I should also point out, I did print up a beefier version of my wheel lift arm. So the wheel lift still needs a little cleaning up. But what I did is I countersunk this as best as I could, and then filled this square tubing with a big old wad of the steel stick, jammed the screw through here into the steel stick, and then used a good sized Allen wrench to pack that stuff in around the screw head to make my L brackets. A little easier to see set up on a road tire, but it's sitting a little high from where I think it'll actually end up being during storage or transport. I left these a little long, that way I can kind of figure out how much tire needs to fit in there, and then I'll trim them down a little bit and hope that piece of square tubing will actually come out just a little bit further so it'll clear the back of the truck when towing stuff. But as much of a headache as this thing's been to try to get together, so here it is without the tires on it. I just got it screw running underneath it just to hold it up for now. But 3D printed part, a little bit of steel stick to kind of keep this from cracking. I'll smooth everything out with a file and sand it flush. These square tubes I figured would just be fine on the back end. But yeah, Now that it's starting to take a little more shape, I'm feeling a little more confident about it. Now I just got to finish getting these 3 tires off, because boy, that glue's been a son of a bitch. But that's going to do it for this video. I know the last one I made a little long, and I'm not sure what else I shot for this episode. But stay tuned, because we're finally starting to get to the point where we're putting the truck back together. The only thing really holding me up are getting those tires unglued. So we'll catch you in the next one.